Greetings, you naughty hotties. It turns out that the last video I posted popped off, kind of. While it's nothing spectacular in the world of YouTube, I got some really nice feedback in the last video. Thus, I went ahead and mustered up some of the more advanced techs that, with a few formulae and chit chat, you guys too can hop on the action and start playing Venture the correct way. As the name implies, you do it to your playstyle. I'm that kind of player, so I feel like that's the healthiest advice I can give you. But realistically, they may as well add a hotkey to auto pick a perk, because there's absolutely no reason anybody should be picking perk 1. Especially on account of Venture's last buff, which was fucking bananas, by the way. I don't know how anyone doesn't see this as busted. And this is an on sign to start standing around like you're Hanzo for some reason, and miss out on at least 3/4 of the possible movement you could have chalked up in that time. Because when these are active during your ult, you get to become tracker. At the end of the fucking day, it's up to y'all. I'm telling you, for y'all picking seismic sense, you only turn your headsets up. First off, we're gonna talk about trot deceleration. Never mind, we're gonna call that B-trot. Okay? If you time a jump within a few frames before landing during a drill dash, I imagine everybody is familiar with the Reinhardt charge, buffer jump, shield cancel, essentially clipping the ifs and elses, which in pancake terms just means you get to keep the speed that you initially had during your ability. Next up, I have a really neat trick that I have no idea why I didn't discover any sooner, because it's some very, very helpful shit. Not to again mention the recovery speed buff, but essentially how that aids us, it's using the knockback on your primary fire to manipulate the surface dynamics on any sub 125 frictionless incline. And I'm not fucking with y'all, it sets you straight so quick, it's like a miracle. When I be getting them clapped up on them rollouts games.
Only time you see me running is when the folks spin. Ballin' on these niggas, the Marta Rosen. Yeah, Tony the Tiger, we got them bowls. You should see my face, yeah, when the package come. I was up 100K, yeah, when I had my son.
Probably my personal favorite, and perhaps the most difficult to apply today, popcorn. Boy, it's that scope. First and foremost, I kind of just want to put some emphasis on the fact that this is mostly visual learning you're going to be seeing. But it works. It's great mobility. This stack of cars here that I'm going to be attempting more or less represent a plethora of polygons. The more faces that happen to be affixed to these polygons, the more trolling possible. You guys will notice that I'm taking all of these corners at very, very strange, sharp angles. Why that is you guys can kind of see that with both abilities, I'm kind of wavering in and out of burrow. These short specs will all be treated as dolphin dives once Venture is out of the ground. Holy shit. Again, we're spamming drill dash while underground. Considering that it requires rather specific lower end geometry patterns to be present, I wouldn't call this practical. But is there utility for it? Certainly. I don't necessarily have a Fibonacci sequence of arrays or anything to prove this. It's angular velocity and centrifugal force. More often than not, objects that do have these elastic collisions present chiefly consist of the beginning of rock walls. The cool thing about this tech is that it shows you that by getting multiple dolphin dives, you kind of move retarded, and it's beautiful. For some objects, it may take some muscle memory to understand where the collisions are happening, and not so much what the model looks like, you know? Next on the list, kinks. Blunt, fin jam, move on with it. Generally, the simple cohesion to complex map geometry, rather cleaned up and forgiving during, say, drill dash. Kinking is what I call when your trajectory is blunted at angles that are beyond cohesive angles. Or, well, some turning radius in that, but, Collisions exceeding a good bit over 180 won't necessarily knock you back, but the most pathetic CC ever, down by 0.2 of a meter or something.
Suéltala con toda tu bellaquera, da la vuelta y bájala ese trasero.